Nature of light and vision. The sun is where all of the sunlight on Earth comes from. Atoms continue to fuse in the sun's core, producing light. This fuels the sun, which produces the light waves and electricity necessary for life to exist on Earth. Light energy cannot be kept because it is constantly transferring. Light has a wave and particle characteristics. Since the time of Einstein, researchers have been attempting to simultaneously study both of these properties of light. Where does visible light come from? The Earth makes ongoing efforts to maintain an equal equilibrium in the atmosphere. The energy that reaches the Earth comes from the sun. The amount of solar radiation that falls within the visible wavelength range is 44%. The sun seems to be white and emits infrared and ultraviolet radiation wavelengths.
Mirrors and light. Nearly all of the light that comes from an object that strikes a flat, glossy surface bounces off in a predictable manner at the same angle as it entered. The light reflects back. The light looks to have come from behind the mirror when it strikes a lake at a sunset. It bounces off at the same
reflected color into human eyes. The human eye and brain convert light into color. The brain receives signals from light receptors in the eye, which creates the well-known colors, sensations. Newton noted that objects do not naturally possess colors and reflects some of them. We only notice the colors that are absorbed by objects while others are reflected or transmitted. Objects appear to be different colors. The wavelength that are reflected or transmitted create the colors we perceive.
What brings color blindness? Genetic mutation are the primary cause of the majority of color blindness types. Cone cells that have certain mutations function just partially. A milder form of color blindness results from this. Cone cells can go absent too. Other mutations, in addition to brain injury, prolonged sickness, and drug use can all cause color blindness.
Shadow experiment for kids. Paper and building blocks, that's all that is needed. Keep your kiddos entertained at home, teaching them how to make shadows.
Euclid. Euclid wrote a description of the law of reflection. Euclid applied the geometrical ideas he had discovered in the elements to explain how light behaves. Light reflects from a surface at the same angle that it was incident, traveling in straight lines. For instance, light was acknowledged to move in straight lines by Euclid and Ptolemy, but instead of presuming that light rays were sent from an object to the eye, they thought that the eye actually emitted visual rays that acted as feeler and contracted the object, producing the mental experience of seeing. According to Euclid, light doesn't move continuously like waves, but rather in discrete rays that resemble atoms. Euclid believed that the eye emits light in the form of rays. Jansen Zacharias. He was credited with developing the first optical telescopes as well as the first completely compound microscope. Many of his customers had poor vision. Jansen decided he wanted to create something more potent than a convex lens. Galileo Galilei invented the refracting telescope. In 1906, it enlarged objects 10 times their original sizes. In 1850, Ignacio Porro patented the prismarecting mechanism. Binoculars is a more common name for them.